So
let's bring the kids up to their level. They're at this level. They're taking over property because they don't have to pay taxes on the property.
They're almost in Orchard Park now.
They're not giving they're not giving resident spaces, or they can house. All these schools are being shut down because they don't have any, finances and stuff. Mm-hmm. If you're gonna have Northeastern have a building, I'm sorry we keep saying Northeastern, have a floor for a high school or another school. You know what I mean?
It definitely sounds like a good idea.
But, Bree, just to harp on what Big Game was saying, let's say it was a scenario, right, where all of a sudden all the colleges had to get shut down. You imagine all those utility workers, professors.
It just takes a lot with them.
Students.
They take a lot with them.
Yeah, that would be a lot of pensions, a lot of jobs. There'd be a lot of.
I don't think he's saying to.
No, you don't shut them down. I'm just saying. I understand they don't pay taxes. They don't. They kind of take and take and take, but they give a lot too.
What do they give back to Boston?
Try to imagine them not here. Try to imagine Northeastern not being.
No, they do. But think about they bring all this intelligence. They bring all these skills and all these resources. But when the students come here, how often do they stay here and use the resources that they gain from the colleges? So the colleges are just bringing the people here for like 4 years, and then they bounce.
Yeah, but another 4 years. But then you have another group of kids that be here another 4 years.
Exactly, but they're not giving anything back to Boston. Like, how about, since they're up here, I think that's great, but they need to bring up the community up where they're at. So I keep saying Northeastern, but Northeastern's in Roxbury, but they won't say that they're in Roxbury. Most of the kids from like California or Florida or wherever they come from, they don't even know that Northeastern's in Roxbury. They just say Boston. So I'm sorry that I'm throwing Northeastern under the bus. They are spitting on Boston. They're just using and abusing us.
It used to be projects. Now I look upside and see a dormitory or a skyscraper.
Northeastern dormitory, parking structure. Yeah,
but these, as much as you think they're raping and moving in, and imagine if these universities wasn't here.
All right, so let's think about it. Let's think about it. When you look at the professors, right?
Yeah.
And you say the professors are, they work. They don't pay taxes here because a lot of them don't live here. They live out of state. That's what I'm saying. It should be mandated that these people put back into the system.
So that we have
I think pipelining the kids are here is the best thing to do. I understand and they don't pay the taxes, but if you took a couple of those dormitories away from Northeastern, there's a couple pizza shops that might go out of business. There'd probably be, they do bring a lot here.
And let's say that,
I think we should be allowed to take part. People that live or from the city should be allowed to take part.
And also, we need to remember what it looked like in the early '80s before they started buying up some of these properties. This place was pretty. There was some really rough neighborhoods.
Looked like the projects.
And it was it was almost like, all right, at least they're doing something with it. Because there's people that didn't have the means to do anything about those situations back then. Now we are in a situation now where there's plenty of citizens that can contribute to the community as well. But we got to remember that there was a time that they really looked out for us. So,
I just think it's another form of red taping. Let me put a school right in the middle of the hood, and you can't come here. You can't afford it.
So that's the problem.
You can't come here. You're not smart enough. Like, you can't.
Wasn't that like the movie The Skulls? Remember the Skulls?
Wasn't
there a movie called The Skulls where the dude was looking at all the Yale kids? And then, he wished he could go to that school, and then, he got sucked into the society, and it turned into, like, this weird drama. But anyway.
So getting back to the mayor, I think a good idea would be, for every hall you put up or for every dormitory you put up in the city, a certain amount of kids from the city should be able to maybe attend classes in Northeastern, or they should be given that pipeline to pursue a higher education in that university. But the problem is, you have a mayor. I do think the universities are bigger than the mayor. And for whatever mayor that said they want to pipeline those things and get the kids from the city into these universities, I just feel like universities can say, yeah, we'll do that. But just for now, just hold this stack of cash. Or just, I think that cronyism and the dirt happens behind the scenes too. where a mayor might just forget about the promises they made or what they were talking about.
Man, that's
universities are that big.
You tell me there's politicians out there that say that they promise something and then don't deliver?
So that, I think so. That's why I don't get caught up in meeting them and then them telling me all these things that they're gonna do. I don't really get too caught up in that.
So you know what? But
it is a good idea. They are good ideas.
You know what? If I become mayor, there'd be no red lights.
So you just had crashes all the time?
No red lights.
So, okay. So you just want to have everybody just run into each other. So,
but that's a good idea, man. But I just don't see it. I just don't see that university taking the time out to do it. I don't know.
That potential mayor that said that was public announcement.
Oh, you running?
Yeah. I'm running for office. I need to run for office.
2013.
I'm about to put my name in the ballot.
13 candidates.
Because, like I said.
Yo, but what are you going to do when Northeastern hands you that stack of cash and says, we'll get to it a little later, just hold on. What are you going to do?
I'm going to take 50% and put the other 50% back into the
All right, Kwame.
No, seriously, on a serious note, I think that there needs to be a governing group or person or people governing these universities, man. Because I feel like these universities have been kicking Boston in the faces for a long time. A very long time.
Yo, it's tough, man. It's a double-edged sword.
I know they bring a lot of money.
But I think they bring a lot.
They bring a lot of money to the table, but they also take a lot, too. Because they don't pay taxes.
Hey, wait a minute now. Harvard University, wait a minute. Just to be on the side of Harvard University, they do pay $1 a year to use the Arboretum.
$1. Okay.
They do pay $1 a year to use the Arboretum.
And they built the Arboretum. That's them. That's
You're supposed to. Look how much tuition is.
Yeah.
No, give back. Okay. Here's another mayor promo for all those mayors listening. What if you say to these colleges, I need 20 scholarships for the inner city? That's not killing them. That's not breaking their pockets.
No, you know what? We really good idea, man. It should happen.
It should be mandated to have 20 scholarships every year for the inner city kids.
How about this? How about
every college? Every college. Yeah.
Then
you probably do more than 20,
like,
though.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
that's a start. Good stuff.
That's a good start. But then you won't have this big competition for kids trying to get to school. The ones that deserve it are gonna go.
Can we try to find out?
Capitalism.
Can we do something?
Competition is gonna happen.
Can we do something? Can we find out? Let's try to figure out how many, if they're giving out scholarships.
I'm sure there's.
They're giving out scholarships.
Because I want to know the rundown. Because we're talking about this. I want to know what these colleges and these universities are giving back to the community. Now I'm fascinated.
My thought is it doesn't even have to be financial. I interned at a middle school in JP, and a lot of the kids didn't even know what Fenway was.
Wow.
How many,
I didn't know.
How
was
many,
a long time before I knew what Fenway was. I lived in Roxbury my whole life.
But that's my thing. So it's free to give people a vision or a future. So two of my kids out of my class dropped out, and one of them got kept back. Just give them just a light ahead of them, just to see what a college is, just to see what a dorm is like. That's free. They don't have to pay for anything. Just give them a college tour or, a summer program. Well, maybe some programs cost money, but just for them to see what it's like. And it's not far. You know what I mean? It's a 10-minute, 15-minute drive from their house. That's free.
Those things do exist. But... And you know what? It does exist. And I've been part of that where I went to a program in Bentley College. And I was at the Rafael Hernandez School. I went to that school and we spent the night at college. And I kind of got to see what the life was. And it was a good experience for me. And it was a very good experience. But I hate to say it, some of the people in my community probably don't see that experience as being that big of a deal or that important. So that's another problem within the community.
Well, you know what? Let's wrap up. Let's have some final thoughts. Some quick hits. Public.
Oh yeah, I heard that music.
Oh yeah, the award show music's coming on. Take your trophy and leave.
You ain't got to go home, but you gotta get out of here.
Turn it off. For me, Anthony Cook and the rest of the panel, I think it's important to have a game plan. And I think with this new mayor, I'm very passionate about it because one, I am a father, I am a homeowner, and I'm a husband. So with all those being said, I want to make sure that my family's taken care of, and my children are taken care of. So come with a game plan. Don't give me the same story about, oh, this is going to change, this is going to change. No, I don't want to hear it. I've been there, done that. Come up with A, B, C, D. So for all those mayors listening, make sure you come with a game plan.
Blue, what do you want to see? What do you want to see from for the future? Like,
more Taekwondo classes.
Jiu-jitsu.
No, I want to see just a slow transformation out of the system. Because the system is so... I mean, we're still stuck in the system, but the system has so many flaws and corruption's built into it that we need to evolve out of it.
All right, Bree.
I've had the opportunity to become a community activist. So for all those voters who think that your vote doesn't count, you'll be surprised about what your vote can actually do. So I encourage everyone to either go to a meet and greet or host one, and just to be mindful that our kids are the future. That it affects jobs, it affects employment, it affects safety, it affects education, so much. So just really do your research and become involved.
Big game.
I learned a lot of things today. One of the things is that the man John was saying about the UAW workers. It was tough to swallow because I'm kind of partial to that in the union situation. But I do realize there's a lot of dirt going on, and I guess that's basically the bottom line is they put the wrong people in the wrong positions. It happens all over the place, and then just watch something crumble. And what Public was saying about the pipelines to the colleges, man, I think that's a very good idea. I hope some of the mayoral candidates are very serious about that. That's a big deal. But they got to start with the community. The mayor can't raise your child and feed your child the right food, take them to school every day, change diapers. So they got to start with the community and at home.
All right. And what I have to say is that the two things that come to mind, based on the situation in Detroit, the situation in Chicago, the situation in other cities that are suffering from similar fates, we need courage and we need vision. We need people that can stand up, have backbone. And you know what? Being a leader means that not everyone's going to like what you have to say, but they'll respect you because you're trying to do something and take them to the next level. And yeah, I want vision and I want courage. And I want them to stand up for what they believe is right. I'd like to thank the panel. We start off with a skeleton crew, but now we're fat. And we're here. And, I'd like to thank Dimitri. I'd like to thank Gag Order Radio. I'd like to thank you, the listening audience. And look forward to seeing you next week. Peace.
Before we go, one of the things too, though, for those individuals who are listening, who are familiar with any mayors, get them to stop this standardized testing, man. Stop teaching our kids how to just pass exam and teach them how to learn.
Can the mayor do that?
We're going to get into that soon.
We're
going to be talking
about
that.
He hires a superintendent.
Okay. We're going to be talking about that soon. We're going to be talking about that soon. I like that, We definitely need to get into that. But I'm still disappointed. No one here has ever seen the skulls. Seriously?
No. But
Dimitri, you seen the skulls?
Oh,
thank you.
We're ashamed to admit it.
Someone's seen the skulls. All right, I'm saying you don't remember that part.
No, we don't. We don't watch
jealous. Anyway,
no, we don't watch that else.
Anyway,
but I do have something else to say though.
Go ahead.
Point of Entry is this new show on Gag Order. They're coming up next. Definitely stay tuned. It's a wonderful show. Listen to what they have to say and support them. Just support the Gag Order Network. Support Minority Men Show. Everything.
Yes, Point of Entry. Listen to Point of Entry coming on at 7:30. This is Minority Men Show. See you next week.